Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Big Temp with the Cavecast. I am coming to you today. We are doing a new segment that we thought was very important. It's going to be a new portion of our show here at the Cavecast called Future Forward. It's basically a dedicated segment of our channel focused on capturing the spirit of mentorship and community impact and giving back. Okay, and I have a guest with me today who is one of the first people I thought of. He's been involved in a couple of my kids' lives as far as mentorship and also as far as school goes. And I think, to me, he was the first person that I would say, okay, look, this is who I would like to have on the show first. I reached out to him. He said, I would love to do it. And he's a part of a group called Heroes Academy here in Wichita, Kansas. It's a mentorship and, basically they try to help young people, especially kids from the inner city, Black and Latino. Yeah, I think it's 3rd through 8th grade, you said it was?
5th through 8th grade, yep.
Okay. And so he does this now. Everybody, if you guys don't know, you may have seen him around, especially you guys here in Wichita. His name is Mario Caleb Barnes. He is probably one of the more, how should I say, the better figures. If you want a kid to look up to somebody, he is probably one of the better ones to look up to.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm doing great.
That's good. I
Yeah.
love to hear it. I know, look, if you guys don't know, like I said, we have known each other for a long time. I've known
Long
him.
time.
I've known him and his brother for many years. And the best part about this is that he does what he does, and he doesn't look for recognition. He does this because he knows this is what he's always wanted to do, and he's always wanted to give back because that's what, that's how he was taught. That's how he was raised.
For
So,
sure.
how did you come to get involved with Heroes Academy, and how did this start?
Okay. Worked with the school district for 25 plus years, but Kyle Ellison, who was the former director of Heroes Academy, said, "Hey, bro, I'm about to leave, and I think that you will be the perfect person for this job. Um, and I can't think of anybody else who could do it." So he had a conversation with me. We had a long conversation. He was like, "Bro, you'd be the perfect person for the job." And so in 2023, yeah, I took the job, and I've been the executive director of Heroes Academy ever since. Yeah.
Where are you guys doing the mentorship program? Because I don't know if anybody knows if you guys have a physical address that you guys do it from, if you've actually been put into a building, or you actually had somebody who wanted to be a sponsorship as far as as Heroes Academy goes. How does that work?
So, so a lot of different things. So our space, we're now partnering with Wichita State University, the Connect space. And so that is on the campus of Wichita State University. And every Monday we have Mentor Mondays. And so the kids come, and we were packed last week, so I got to make that post. But the kids come every Monday from 3 to 6:30. They have some homework help or tutoring, and then we have some fun time where they play the game, or we go over to the Heskett and we play ball and get some exercise. And then after that, we feed them a dinner. After dinner, we have rap sessions and we talk about life and talking about being better, um, life skills, and talking about heroes. So, heroes is an acronym for honorable, exemplary, responsible, and optimistic. So, those four things are what we really try to tie into, and try to make these young men, heroes before their time. And middle school is really the focus right now, trying to get those young men before they get to high school
Okay.
and get ate up. Yeah.
Yeah, that see to me that makes a lot of sense, and I really love that portion of it because you know when you're at that impressionable age, as far as that goes, especially as a young man, right? You're looking
Hmm.
for somebody. and a lot of times, and I'm going to be honest, this is how I look at it. Doesn't mean this is how it always is, but I watched a lot of guys that I grew up with who didn't have a father at home or he wasn't around as often, right? And they were looking for that father figure to help, guide them, give them, some nurturing as far as the game goes. Hey, look, this is what you can do. This is what you can't do. This is how you should
Yeah.
hold yourself accountable for certain things.
Yep.
And I think that's great because even as a adolescents, we tend to think we know everything, right? And
Fact.
I don't know if it's necessarily that we think we know everything, but it's like it's a defense mechanism, right? Because
True.
we don't want to look as if we're, how should I say, ignorant to anything or like we don't
Yep.
know anything, so
Right.
it's pretty much a defense mechanism. But I
Yep.
enjoy this because I think, like I said, with you and what you're doing, this is great for the people who, let's say, the single mothers who are working late, right? Or the fathers who are working late and they don't have anybody at home. And like I said, impressionable young people, they have a place that they can go who is actually going to care about their homework, that's going to care about the people that they hang out with. So I love this. So this is
Yeah.
wonderful. So
Yeah, man.
my my other thing is, okay, so if you guys are doing this and you guys have had this space, you said that this is over at WSU, right?
Right. Right.
Is there a cost to any of this? Because there's people out there who don't, they know about it now because now we're talking about it, but they want to know, is there anything that this costs for them to be a part of this Heroes Academy?
No cost for any kid that wants to come be a part of Heroes Academy. We
That's
don't
even
charge anything
better.
for that. Yeah.
That's
So
even
you
better.
come. All you need to do is sign up. And the thing is, the results are we want you to be better at the in the end of the program, at the end of the school year. There's a starting point and the ending point, and from the starting point you start with us, we want you to be better by the time that you leave us. So that's our goal is to make our young men better. And my thought process is always been as far as mentorship is, um, and especially with middle schoolers, they want to be. It's a lot of dudes that you know what I'm saying, pull those guys in that don't have fathers in their life. And so
Mm,
they get to high school and get ate up by, you know what I'm saying, what we call the belly of the beast.
yeah.
And they get drawn to things that they shouldn't be drawn to. Or if your mind is right, if you have a right state of mind and you have the right uh, if you're confident in yourself and you're not insecure, your head is straight and you know what you want to do, by the time you get to high school, you're not going to deter me by just saying, "Hey, come smoke with me," or "Come do this," or "Let's get into
Yeah.
trouble this way." So yeah,
That's good, man. I love to hear that. Let me ask you this. Now, the people that are involved with this, are there volunteers that
yes,
you have that come in and talk to these young men or help out with these young
yes,
men? Are these
yes,
people from the community that are they people
yes,
that you guys have assigned to it? Be like, I don't know if this is a nonprofit or how this works, but is there somebody that works continuously in that space for you guys?
yes. We have volunteers at the
Okay.
Connect space. It's a rented space, but it's for us. They've allowed us
Okay.
to use their space. As
Okay.
far as mentors and volunteers, we have Bobby Bell who comes and been
Oh,
coming for years. Yeah, you know
good.
Bob.
I know
Yeah,
Bobby.
Bob. Yeah, Bob comes and volunteers his time and pours out and pours into to the young men every week, every Monday. And then we have some young men who are in the community as well. Jacoby Davison, who works for Spirit, he has a heart for young people,
Good.
and he's an engineer, and he talks to them about life and those type of things. And then Kachi Ross, who was a
Okay.
former Real Men Real Heroes teen hero, man. So he's like, man, I'm gonna pour it back into the people that poured into me and the program
That's
that
what it's
helped me
about.
out.
Yeah,
So
that's what it's about, and that's why I was saying, something like that, man. Where, the kids that you have who have gone through this, where they come back, and they get
yeah,
back to what they were doing, and that's
yeah,
why I was saying we wanted to focus on stuff like that because that's why I said, when we did this segment, Future Forward, that's basically the same thing. We want people to see these young people who are being given, they're being poured into, And then at the same time, after they've been poured into and they understand how this works, now they say, hey, look, I want to give back. And so they're giving it
Facts.
forward now, right? You know, they're
Yeah.
doing this same thing. And this whole cycle of how this works is what we are looking for, right, in our communities,
Yep.
is to be able
Yep.
to, take from the here and give back to the here. And then, when it comes time, we have that same thing happen over and over and over again. I love
Most
it.
definitely.
I love it.
I
I love
always
it.
say mentorship never stops, man. I've been mentoring, you know what I'm saying, all these years, man. And I still, those guys that are now 30 and 32 and 35, they still like, Barnes, where you at? You know what I'm saying? I still connect with them and still say, hey, I'm checking in with y'all, making sure y'all good. Mentorship don't stop, man. It doesn't stop. So,
You are
yes.
right, and it's hard. Like I said, the older we do get,
Yep.
especially when we have our own families, and
Yep.
we start having to deal with, being there for our own children, and play and basketball, and
Right.
music, and all kinds of things that come into play with this. Right, it does
Yep.
get harder. It does get harder, but I've always heard that the things that you really want to be a part of, you will make time for, right?
Most definitely. Most
So
definitely.
that's how I look at it anyway. And
Yeah.
trust me,
Sure.
I am nowhere close to being able to say, hey, look, uh, you know, you can do this. Why are you not doing this? What I'm saying is that if it does mean something to you, then you will find a way to do it. So
Facts.
simple as that. I do understand that when it comes down to this, you guys have been doing it for, some years now. And when you decided to get involved in this, I don't know if there were people who basically gave some pushback on this, saying, hey, look, yeah, this could work, but, look how much it's going to cost us, this is that. And so I've asked people before, when it comes to mentoring or any kind of community impact programs, right? You know, is there a way that they can actually donate to this program, or is there anything that they can
Yeah.
do besides donating? Like I said, we talked about time and mentorship and coming in and helping, but donating,
True.
is there a way to donate for this program?
Yes. We have a PayPal link and a Cash App link. You can definitely, you know what I'm saying, help support Heroes Academy anyway, every time. Most definitely.
All right.
If you, yeah, that's always we need it. But we also need male volunteers. We need some great men in our community to come through and pour back into these young people. We got some great speakers. Also, not to I can't forget Roy Moore the third. He comes through, man. He's doing his thing. He's from Spirit, but he just started doing his STEM music thing, so he comes through as well. We got some great guys to come through, man, but we need more. As numbers grow, it's getting hot outside. These young people are raring
Yeah.
to hang out, that we need more men to be involved with these young men, and they need it more now than ever, man. So if you want to
Well,
volunteer your time, please reach out to us. We would love for you to come volunteer on a Monday night.
yeah. And so this happens Monday nights. And is that the only
Yes.
night you guys do it on? Is Monday nights?
For right now, it's only Monday nights because that's about all we can afford. Because it takes
I
a
hear
lot
you. It takes a lot.
to feed
It,
to feed
yeah.
these young people,
Yeah.
and making sure they straight. Now, the Connect Space is beautiful. It has all the aesthetics. It's great. We even hook up the PS5s, and the boys be playing 2K and
Yeah.
Madden, and having fun. But you know what I'm saying, to feed them and to continue to feed them Monday through Friday, that's gonna take a different kind of budget.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this about how many boys right now? How many boys do you guys have in the space right now?
We pushing about 40 to 45, close
Oh,
to
okay.
50. Yeah,
That's
we
that's a pretty good
this
size.
last yeah we last Monday we were about at capacity, and we were had some missing because of track season. And so if everybody showed up, we definitely at 50 and 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will make sure that we put the link for Heroes Academy in the description of this video, because we want everybody that does see this to be able to understand, okay, here's how you get involved if you really want to be a part of this, right? Now,
Yes. Yes.
to me, like I said, this was important because when I was younger, I was a part of the MABT, which is a Making a Better Tomorrow group. And from where I came from, that helped me tremendously because, there are things and people that we always, we don't see it because we're young people, and the older people would see it and say, "Hey, man, let me talk to you. Come here real quick."
Yep.
They pull
Yep.
you to the side and say, "Hey, why are you hanging out with
Yep.
those knuckleheads?" Right? You
Right.
know, and they saw something in me, right? And I wanted people to understand that mentorship and being successful, right? Trying to make people successful. And me and you had talked about this off air. It does not mean that you made it as a lawyer, you made it as a doctor, you made it as a professional basketball player or a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Success is based upon how you went from one place and you moved on those stones to get to another place to be able to provide for yourself and your
Yep.
family and do the right things without having to, you know, do the wrong thing, right?
Most
So
definitely.
that's how I looked at success. It's hard sometimes, and I told you this, because especially as
Yeah.
we get older, we even fall into those traps where you're like, man, I could have did this, I could have did that. Why didn't I do this? But we have to understand that, you know, this is the space that we're in. This, and how do you become successful in the space that you're in? So, you know, it's hard, but there's a way to do it, and having the right people around you helps.
That's what I'm about to say, man. If you have somebody to help guide you around that journey called life, man, it helps so much more. Like if you have somebody to help steer you in the right direction, yes, you know what I'm saying. I had a great dad, and he was in my life, and da 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 da. But you know what I'm saying. The people outside of my home also help mold and shape me. So
Yeah,
I got to give back. That is
yeah,
got to.
exactly.
It's a must.
One of the people, because my father, he was big, right? He was big in my life all the time.
Yeah.
I had my grandparents, but they were
Right.
older. But one of the
Right.
people that really helped me a lot, and it does not go without me ever wanting to say him to the people that knew him, was Coach Sorrell Foote. And
Man,
Coach Foote
a
was,
legend,
yeah, he was a legend in our area. He helped me
legendary.
so much, so much.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
that was the one guy I would say, every summer, I like clockwork. He was calling, "Hey, it's track season, summer track
Yep.
season. Are you ready?"
Yep.
And
Yep. Yes,
I would be
sir.
like, "Man, I wanted to go rip and run." He said, "Ah, no, 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 no.
Mm-mm.
We
Need
got
you right
other
here.
stuff. Yeah, we got stuff
That's
we
right.
need to do." So
Yes, sir.
those are the type of people that when you don't understand it then,
Yeah.
right? You don't understand it then. You're like, you don't get it, but as you get older, and then with his passing, man,
True.
I was very, very thankful for that man, and I will
Yeah.
say that he's one of those people that I would put
Yeah.
up there as a great mentor
Yes,
for
sir. Yes.
everything that I needed at that time. As the
Yes,
certain
sir.
things that I wasn't getting, because I tried to be slick. We all try to be slick when
Oh.
we about.
Oh. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most
We all try
definitely.
to be
Yes.
slick, but Coach Foot
Yeah.
would be like, "Hey, hey, 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 let me holler at you. Come here."
Right.
so,
Exactly.
so
Most definitely.
that's the thing I was most thankful for, and this is why I was saying this means a lot to me to be able to, we're a sports channel, right? But
Yeah.
I wanted to do this because it means a lot to me, even if only 20 people see this, right?
For sure.
I wanted that, even it might be the one person that really needs it,
Yeah.
right? You
Most
know what I'm
definitely.
saying? So that's why I wanted to do this. So this, like I said, this is a good thing that you guys are doing. It's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing, and I want to say, Bobby Bell, if you get a chance to see this, man, kudos.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good brother right there. That's a good,
Yeah, man.
that's a good
Yeah.
brother right there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say thank you for coming on. I'm going to have all the information for Mario, and we're going to have the link for Heroes Academy in the description. If you want to be involved, the link will be in the description. If you want to donate, it will be in the description. If you have any comments that you want to ask questions or anything, leave them on this video or this content we'll have up. And it will actually get, responded to. Mario himself can respond to them.
Yes.
I can respond to them the best way I can, but no matter what, if you have somebody, a young man, anywhere between, you said 5th through 8th grade,
yes, sir,
and they want to be involved in this, and they're in the Wichita, Kansas community, the Dub K, get in contact with them. Yeah. He's a wonderful human being. He looks to help kids, and I can tell you, like I said, he's been around me and mine for some years. We've known each other for a long time, and I can tell you right now, he's not a better person that you would want to be helping these kids.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, no problem at all. Well, that's it for us today. We hope you guys come back, and like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section or contact Heroes Academy in the link that's provided in the description. You guys have a good day. Thanks, Mario. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
No problem.